Well, good evening and welcome to my channel. There's no place like your home. And I am all things home Lisa Baker. So if you ever want to find me, I'm either in my kitchen or somewhere in my home, just working on creativity, baking, just enjoying the home that I have. So I first of all just want to thank those of you who have already subscribed to my channel. It's very nice to see that. It's just growing, just a subscriber, person by person. So that's totally, I totally like that. That's super great. So, and if you are new, my channel is really based on really being able to pull your life together on a dime, so to speak. So it's been about 13 years, and just to keep it brief, really had to pull myself up and think outside the box and get back on track with, having a home. So I would say my home really means a lot to me. So that's what my channel is based on, in being able to put a home back together and doing it on a dime. So for many of you who know, if you are in this age range, being a senior, being a woman, and taking care of yourself and providing is can be quite challenging, especially in today's economy and today's climate with everything. So uh, just a word of encouragement that it can be done, and this is really where my focus is. I still do work, but my focus is in my home. So one thing I don't do, though, in my thrifting ideology is I don't cut costs when it comes to cooking and baking. I do use the best ingredients that I can find, and tonight I'm just starting to roll out some sugar cookies. So I've got the dough here, just a little piece. I work at just smaller pieces each time. That I'm making some Valentine sugar cookies, and as I said, my ingredients are always the best. I get the best butter, the best farm eggs, cream. Many recipes call for sour cream and buttermilk and cream cheese, so I do use the better quality products. But that's not to say that if you have to make a cake from a boxed mix or use things, for your budget, it's all perfectly fine, because I think really the most important thing is being in the kitchen and creating. It's more than just baking a cake. It's really about I think the creative process and the creative juices that flow when we do things for ourselves. So one thing I do want to share with you along those lines is that if you've been in my home, in some of the different rooms, I have a very small house. I would say I have one of the original tiny houses. It's 900 square feet, and my kitchen here is a galley kitchen, and it's about, from wall to wall here, probably 8 feet wide and about 12 feet long. So it's very narrow, and this camera is right here on the kitchen sink, and then I've just got this space in between, then there's the other counter and the stove. But I want to show you that when I started pulling up baking again in my life, there is just this, the sink side counter, and then over here where the stove is, that counter. So I had a piece of plywood, and I went to Home Depot, and I told somebody about wanting to make a counter that would cross, the width of this area, and I could actually have a baking space. So they suggested I get a piece of the bathroom tile, which I did, and I think this is 4 by 6, and no, 2 by 4. I think this is what this is. And and then they said, but you want something underneath it, you know, to hold it because it will crack. So I had this piece of plywood, and there's my baking counter. So I have done, if you've seen my other videos, I've done a lot of baking in this very small space. So I just want to encourage you. You know, I see those big beautiful kitchens, and trust me, I love them too. The spaciousness, the counter space, you know, and I think, boy, what you could do in there. But you know, that's really not the point. I think you can do things, you know, no matter what, no matter how much space you have or don't have. So again, my channel primarily is to encourage us as I go on my journey of discovering many things or rediscovering many things about myself at this stage of the game, and just encourage you to do the same as well. So my beautiful dough is really not working for me right now. I wanted to press some heart-shaped cookies out. So there's my mold. And they're just very beautiful once they bake up nice and golden. So also want to just share a lot of my recipes. I've you know, gone on the internet. I do have a couple of cookbooks, but I've been using the internet and checking out different bakers. And last night when I made this dough up, it was absolutely beautiful. I knew these cookies were going to be really nice, and I think they will. I think I probably just need to focus a little more here on my cutting the dough and rolling this and just getting a better sense of it. But actually, here is one. I just pressed it out. So, and then over the years, I've gone through all these gyrations with royal icing, and I've tried everything. I've tried the meringue, I've tried the egg whites, I've, you know, once I get this made, then I change up the consistency. So there's a consistency for piping, there's a consistency for filling, and just got to be pretty complicated. So I have just found in my own recipe of just using some powdered sugar, and I use heavy cream, and just get a very nice consistency. And personally, I like almond over vanilla flavoring for my icing and my sugar cookie. So that's what I have come up with. And then I just have some little plastic bottles, and I have, you know, very small tips, and I do the outlining and the filling. But I've just come up with that simple recipe for myself, and one consistency, and just let them dry. So again, you know, keeping things simple, working within your budget, whatever works best for you, and enjoying. And honestly, the most important thing is enjoying the journey. You know, it's a short trip, which I'm coming to really feel at this stage. So want to make the best of the last leg of my journey. So I hope you're doing well. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe, and leave your comments, share, and just wish you happy travels too. And as I said, I'm going to focus on getting these cookies rolled out and baked and iced, and I'd like to come back and either make a short or another video and just show you how they've turned out. So, all right, well, I'll see you soon, and I always thank you for your time. And remember, there's no place like your home. Think outside the box when you're designing, when you're creating. There's really, I say at this stage, there's really no formula, there's no right way. Whatever makes you happy and makes you shine, that's your reflection. I'll see you soon.